What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gamers for Life podcast, where each and every Friday/Saturday/Sunday discussing all things games. I'm one of your hosts, Jerrell. With me is my main man, Arthur Thomas, back from the Canadas. How you doing, man?
Doing good. It's good to be back in the land, of bald eagles, away from the land of maple syrup. But I'm just scared to get injured again, so that sucks.
Scared to get injured?
Yeah, it's expensive here. Over there, I broken my leg, and it's like, oh, it's all free.
Oh, yeah. Definitely expensive as far as the dollar and all that. That's true.
It's funny. I kind of mentioned I was there for a friend's wedding, and I kind of mentioned that in my speech. I was like, by the way, if my accent sounds entitled and with a hint of expensive healthcare, it's because I'm not from this country. It's true, by the way. That's exactly how that went.
That was just oh my god.
Yeah, that's exactly how that went. Yeah, because I was in Canadian land, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, this guy's been talking for 30 seconds. He hasn't said a or bud in like twice. So who the fuck is he? Hey, bud, who the fuck is he? I don't know.
Very nice. Well, nice job supporting.
Yeah,
supporting the Americas.
I had a good speech. No tears. That wasn't the goal. That wasn't the goal. The goal was to be funsies, and mission accomplished.
There you go. Very, very cool. Well, if you are watching this, hello, be sure to like and subscribe here on the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know these episodes coming out. We had to have a video episode for this just because of the big news. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you know what it is by now. At least we appreciate you being here to hear us respond to it. But if you prefer to listen to the podcast, you can follow the podcast on the application of your choice. And as far as the YouTube, again, subscribe because that's where Arthur does the streams as well. And anything else Gamers for Life related, you can go to linktree.com/gamers4life. And here at the Gamers for Life podcast, we read the news while you can watch or listen to what you choose by clicking on the links at the time code within the description of the episode so you know what, or you can go to what you want to listen to or watch, or you can hang out with us here in the Gamers for Life podcast. But before we go into the topics of today, Arthur's game that he has been waiting to come out for a long time, and I guess it's his early birthday present, good old Warhammer, right?
It's almost a year late. My birthday's in a month. So Warhammer 40K Darktide by Fat Shark. So a reminder, Warhammer 40K, their IP is public. So that's why you see a million Warhammer 40K games, but it's never under one roof. So that's always like, when it comes to Warhammer 40K, there's a lot of like games for different publishers, different developers, and you just describe them. Oh, this is Warhammer 40K. This is Warhammer 40K's Left 4 Dead, which is what Darktide is. There's Warhammer 40K XCOM. That's this one tactic game. There's Warhammer 40K fucking Doom. So there's all these little things. In fact, one of the one of the newest Warhammer 40K games, I think it's called like Bolt Pistol or something. That one's essentially just like a throwback to like the old school retro Wolfenstein. So again, you get all these type of games, but you're in the 40K lore. He has all the 40K skins. But Darktide, remember, that was the game drill that was supposed to come out last year, the week of my birthday, for PC and console on Game Pass. And then a week before launch, boom, update, PC only. Now, at launch, they said they were skeptical of how soon console launch was going to be, but they haven't given up on it. Here we are, nearly to the date a month later, and it's dropped on PC. It's dropped on console, give or take a week, because, yeah, it came out about a week ago now. And I'm happy it finally came in. It's really fun. If for those of you that played Vermintide 1 or Vermintide 2, it's by the same developers, Fat Shark, and it hits all my marks, Drell. It's a game. It's a cooperative, class-based game on Game Pass. It has nice. RPG. It has the RPG elements. There's 4 classes. It has skill trees, which I like because their skill trees definitely a lot more in depth than what Vermintide 2 was. Vermintide 2 was less of skill trees and more like leveling up. When you level up, you unlock a new ability. There was some skill tree elements to it. It was very basic, but it was fine because you didn't really ask for it because your brain's going Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead, but with a different skin, and then you get some other like perks and special abilities. Um, there are certain things I miss about Vermintide 2, like when the round ends. Because again, think of like Left 4 Dead. So when the round ends, there used to be in Vermintide 2, like who had the most kills, who had the most revives. It's technically there, but you have to like look for it. It's not the main screen because that used to be the best shit of like most damage taken. Like God damn it, Richard, fucking fix your shit. What? It's like because you always walk in front of us when we're fucking shooting, or like who did the most friendly fire damage, and it's always the fuckface that picks the grenade launcher, or what I mean. But so far I'm a few hours in. I haven't streamed it yet because technically the first time I played it, I was in Canada with said friends. It was funny. It was like old school Jerrell because I was on the console on the couch and he was 5 feet to my left on his PC, and we're just shouting at each other like, "Oh, fuck that!" So it felt
Nice.
like it was back in day, cooping at the house like. 2 points, almost like the modern day split screen. When you have two gamers in the house, there's two gamers in the same household. It's not couch coop, but it feels like it. It's more like apartment coop is what it was.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
so yeah, see how you look at Drell. It's either a month early birthday present or it's a year late birthday present.
Yeah, that's true. However you want to spin it.
I'm a few hours into one character class. I want to try another one. There's the usual 4 classes, the tank, this mage character, and the other 2 are kind of very similar. One's more like a balanced, where it's like balanced melee, balanced range. And the other character I'm playing now is definitely just a ranged gun damage. I kind of want to play the melee guy because these games are very gory. These games are very gory, very bloody. You can chop people's arms off, chop people's heads off. They squish, they goop. There's a lot of goop. And yeah, I'm just having fun. Yeah, I feel bad, Big Drill, because Payday 3, I don't know if you remember when Church and I were talking, we're like, oh, guys. We're like, oh, guys, because you know me, Drill, it's a class-based cooperative Game Pass game, that has skill trees. So I'm like, oh, we're going to play Payday 3 at launch. Payday 3 has a very server issue based. Payday 3 had a lot of server issues at launch. And then give or take a week or two, and then boom, Dark Tide comes out. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, sorry, Payday. I can only play one cooperative game at a time. Yeah. It's gonna be Vermintide. It's gonna be Dark Tide. It's gonna be Dark Tide. I'm gonna try to stream soon. Because I took a week off from work. As Drill, when you have like a whole ass job, when you take a week off work, you know what happens. The week before you leave, it's gonna be fucking busy. And the week after you come back, it's gonna be fucking busy. And that's exactly what's going on.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just came back from Japan and man, I feel like I lost 2 weeks of work. I'm like, God damn it.
So yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't the only one that had to use a passport. How was fucking Japan, man?
Yo, I have a Japan stamp on my passport. It's crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. It's probably the best trip I've taken my entire life. I've been wanting to go to Japan for many, many years. I've always considered it like the promised land, if you will, as far as just tech and the advancement and technology and food and stuff. And I remember some of my old GameStop buddies and whatnot, and people that I worked aside with that, they were taking Japanese classes because they wanted to go to Japan and stuff like that for like speaking Japanese. And I don't speak Japanese. I kind of want to learn Japanese after going there, but man, beautiful. I went to many cities. I was in Tokyo, Shinjuku, Kyoto, Osaka, which is kind of like New York. It's funny because in Shinjuku and Kyoto, very clean, very incredibly clean, but you can't find any trash cans. It's kind of crazy. Like it's super clean, but it's really hard to find trash cans. But when you go to Osaka, it's like New York. It's like fucking trash everywhere. It's like a lot of trash, but a lot of cool sites.
Bring shit at Osaka. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's just overly populated. Like there's so many people. It's kind of it's like Vegas in a way. Like there's so many things to see, malls and stuff.
Speaking of New York thinks it's a dense populated area. Humble yourself. Japan is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot of people in that area. And but Kyoto was my favorite because Kyoto had a lot of the historical stuff. Like I went to this really beautiful Japanese garden that was in next to this temple, which I took some amazing photos of. And then it's just very chill. The food's amazing. There's a lot of bars around and stuff. I had sake, cold sake, which is a thing, I guess. Kind of reminds me of like wine almost, but yeah, I mean, the food's amazing. Like even the 7-Elevens, Arthur.
Oh, dude,
Incredible.
7-Elevens are no joke out there.
Incredible food.
Convenience stores like are no fucking joke out there.
It's crazy. Like the food is like even in fucking 7-Eleven's amazing. There's this macaroni salad. It's like insane. Like anytime we were next to a 7-Eleven, we're like, let's see the macaroni salad's there. You know, like this is mad, like crazy, really good stuff. Everyone was super nice. I only had one weird racial encounter when I was trying to find a guitar. This guy was being a dick, but I went to a different guitar shop and it was like 180. Guy was super sweet. I bought a guitar, I bought a pedal, and
you bought a guitar in Japan?
I did. Yeah,
dude, I would have been so. How'd you get that back here? I'd been so nervous flying with that.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, the good thing was, I know this is a game podcast. Bear with me, folks.
Fuck off. We haven't talked to each other in weeks. Joe, keep going. I mean, like and subscribe. Joe, go on.
Like, subscribe. So when I bought the guitar, like it's funny because I brought it back to the hotel because we were at a couple of different hotels, and like my wife was like, "What the fuck, Joe? You bought a guitar?" And I was like, "It was good."
Oh, surprise! I thought she was there.
Yeah, like she knew I was looking around, but she didn't know I was gonna buy a guitar. Originally, I was gonna buy like a guitar where I could take the neck off, so it fit in the luggage. But
detachable. I've seen those.
Yeah, so I bought a guitar that unfortunately you cannot take the neck off.
Whole ass guitar.
So when we were in Akasaka, which is very similar to like San Diego as far as like how it looks, like the business districts and all that stuff, I came across a really nice guitar shop that repaired like incredibly expensive guitars, and luckily they had a case that did fit my guitar. So when we were flying back, because I was in Japan for like 9 days, we took Zip Air, and luckily to check the bag in, because it was a hard soft case. I couldn't find a traditional hard case, but it was a hard soft case, and it was only like $40 to check it in or something like that. I was like, yeah, because
dude, it was like $30 to check my shit for a 2-hour flight. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I was flying for 11 hours. 11 hours.
Come on, Canada, get your shit together. Like,
yeah, because I bought the guitar. Like the guitar is incredibly cheap. That was the other incentive, is because like it was only originally it was for 10,000 yen, but even like 10,000 yen is like $77 in USD.
That's fucking nothing, dude.
And the guy gave me a discount. He took 1,000 yen off additionally. So I was like, so it was gonna be 9,000 yen. And I was like, dude, I gotta buy something else from you. So your service is insane, like insanely good. And I told him that, and I even put a review on the Google reviews. But I bought a pedal from him as well. But after that, it was like $77 for both of those things. So I was like, I have to take this home somehow. So very excited. And I had to do a little bit of fixing on it for it to be playable, but now it is playable. So I might play with it live someday, but yeah, Japan's amazing. And then I went into this game store. I put it on the Instagram.
Saw that.
Yeah. There was it was basically like a Fry's. It was like five stories. And like, I did like a thing, and all these fucking games, you know what I mean? I was hoping there was be some retro stuff, but it was just all like new shit. So it's like, because I was like, I would love to buy like a PS2 from Japan, you know what I mean? Just for the sake of getting one.
Dude, Jerrell, I could have pictured you would have nonstop fucking messaging me if you would have found like a PS2 or like unopened Metal Gear or something like that.
Yeah.
Or PlayStation 1 unopened fucking Metal Gear game.
Oh man, I would have lost my shit. I would have really lost my shit.
Two things would definitely blown up the phone while you were traveling. Because by the way, for context, there's some friends that just never shut up when they're traveling. Jerrell's not that. Like this man was in Japan for like 9 days. I think I saw like one picture, which is fine. I'm not complaining. Which is again, because we all know there's that one friend that's like every 2 seconds, boom, 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 like. Hey,
but you know what's funny? Because no, you are right. I don't usually post a bunch of shit unless it's something like important or whatever, or just something that I feel like is worth posting. But for Japan, I have a couple of posts, but a lot of them are like one post with like 5 different pictures people can scroll, so it's not just like a page of shit. Because even my wife's friend was like, dang, Jerrell's posting a lot. Like, he doesn't really post that much. But I was like, yeah,
Jerrell posted twice in one day? What the fuck?
Yeah, I put up more stories than I do posts, it seems like. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I loved it. I loved it. Overall, it was an amazing experience. I took the train in, or we took this train for the majority of the extended journeys that we went through Japan. It's called the Narita Express. It's kind of crazy because it's only for tourists. So if you live in Japan, you cannot take this train. It's specific for tourists. So that's how powerful, like how much money they're making from tourism out there. And it's super comfortable. You know what I mean? And it's a very introverted population. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
God.
like even the postings, because I use Google Translate a lot to translate the language and stuff and all the things, all the little postings, they say like silence your phones. Like when you're on a bus, when you're on a train, like silence your phone. Like, you know, so I'm just like, hell fucking yeah, Japan.
Like, this ain't the blue line. Shut the fuck
right.
up.
Right, exactly. And it's funny too, because I feel like sometimes the most annoying or just like worst experiences with people are like tourists of the country that you're going to. Like I had more problems with like people that were like, I mean, I'm not saying that all of the Europeans are bad, but like I had issues with people that were not of Japan more so than the people that were in Japan. You know what I mean? So it's kind of ironic. It's like, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Just say it, Jerrell. He's like, these goddamn French.
The redcoats? No. Yeah, so it's just crazy. But yeah, overall, amazing experience. I will go back. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back, but I loved it. I would like if I got enough money, I would buy like a house in like Kyoto and just like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
hey, if you need a travel drinking buddy when you go, and also you're able to pay for said drinking buddy, let me know.
Hit the big time, be like, yo, Arthur,
Yeah.
I'm going to Japan. Let's do this.
Hey, Joe. I mean, hey, how's your day going? You got a couple bands burning a hole in your pocket? Let's just go to Japan.
Let's do it. Hey, I mean, it's the best thing. Like since E3s aren't a thing anymore, we'll just go to Japan.
That's exactly what we tell your wife.
She's like, yeah, because that makes sense. What the fuck? I'm just like, come on.
But babe, E3's got canceled. How can I see Arthur again? You can fly to him, yeah, or we can just fly to Japan and he meets me there. Like, come on.
Easy peasy.
Women.
Anything else you want to talk about Dark Tide before we go to the stories? News stories.
Oh, I already forgot about that. That's old news. Now I'm just talking about. Now I'm just thinking about Jerrell just being the tallest man in every room he fucking walked into. Did you see like with the top of a lot of, I don't know what that spot on every man's head is called, like that back part of their head where their hair, all of our hair just like forms a swirl. Did you just see? I assumed you saw a lot of that in Japan because you're just standing over everybody.
There's some folks. I mean, there's some people are much taller than you think. I mean, there's a lot of like sweet older like Japanese like folks that were like, you know, definitely shorter. But some of like when it comes to like the teens and stuff, because a lot of those kids, they go to school like 6 days a week. And there's a lot of like young professional adults and stuff like there. So like some of them are relatively tall. You know what I mean?
A lot of suits, right?
Yeah. A lot of suits, a lot of ties and stuff like that. Oh, and then for me being a caffeine addict, there's vending machines everywhere. So as far as like me being like, yeah, like I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of like this yen change, you know what I mean? But like I could like there's like a coffee like vending machine, like almost like every other place, not just coffee, but a bunch of stuff, but it had cold brew stuff. And I was like, oh fuck yeah. So like I put in my yen, you
That's
know,
awesome.
Then came off. And there was that can I sent a picture to you guys where it was actually a hot can in a vending machine, and it was advertising the fucking Legend of Zelda game, you know, that came out.
Yeah, you got the limited edition Legend of Zelda hot caffeine. What the fucking your move, Rockstar.
Yeah, crazy
Ooh,
stuff. So.
Rockstar partner with Halo Infinite. Man, that's such a good fucking decision there. But I'm told gaming stuff happened. I mean, you know me, we could just shoot this shit about life forever. I already forgot what happened in the 2 weeks, like 2 weeks while we were gone.
Yeah. Well, I will say one of the biggest things is what we've been anticipating forever, and waiting forever and saying, when is it going to finally be done? It is officially done. It is not a maybe or a possibly. It is fucking official. The Xbox deal with Activision, they have officially have purchased them. It is finally, finally over. Microsoft, in fact, does own now Activision Blizzard, and I've heard that they're going to be releasing games from their catalog as early as next year.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, I mean, it took longer than we thought, but not too much longer, because originally the go live date was supposed to be June of this year, June 2023. Now, I don't know if you guys know how contracts or money works, but if you're telling me a $69 billion purchase was only 4 months behind schedule, not that bad.
Not bad, right?
Now, I say that even though we made multiple episodes talking about why it was delayed. That's what a lot of us are upset about, because we knew, again, wasn't going to be delayed, most likely, but it was the why it was delayed, which I won't go into too much. AK Jim Ryan's a little whiny bitch, but but it's done. I thought it was fucking awesome, Drill, to see Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, and Banjo-Kazooie all in the same fucking commercial.
Yeah, man. Craziness, you know, and I think I will lightly kind of just like do a slight memory lane with this, because I think it is warranted, just because like at one point we were like, we don't even know if this is going to happen because of so many derailments with the FTC, with the CMA, with Jim Ryan, you know, showing his
all
asshole.
All the people trying to put their hands in the pockets, and it's like, oh well, guys, you know, hello, this money bag's not going to fill itself. I mean, a regulatory commission.
Yeah, man, all the deals they signed, the 10-year deals that they signed with all these folks, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's wild of what the ropes that they had to go, that they had to jump to get to this point, you know what I mean? And even with the FTC to have the fucking nerve to try to reopen the investigation of re-looking into it and everything, and even with their appeal being denied, you know, after they filed the appeal, after losing the case and filing the appeal and then being denied and then trying to open another investigation, it's like, you guys are being like just like little bitches. Like, you guys need to focus on other stuff. Like, you guys should surely have other things to worry about instead of this deal that you guys already have lost. Like
Every
that was
fucking
crazy.
Every fucking beverage company is either owned by Coke or Pepsi. We don't give a shit. One gaming company tries to buy another one.
Right.
Fucking multiple continents fucking come to a halt.
Yeah, man. I just thought it was. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I was just gonna say, I just thought it was interesting that coincidentally it was around the same time that Jim Ryan like say, oh yeah, by Q1 of next year I'm gonna be stepping down, family life, you know, yada yada. When to me, conspiracy hat is that he didn't stop the deal, and I think the board members were like, look, we need to find somebody else to secure PlayStation because that was your biggest job and you didn't do it. Like, that's kind of my brain, you know what I mean, of what probably happened behind the scenes. I was going to say,
like it was the same week, right? Sorry to cut you off.
It was around there. It was around that time.
It was around the same week. It was around the same week when it was announced, bam, this is fully done. Xbox drops a brand trailer. Like, there was no like tangible release date for any games. There's just a bunch of like characters and IPs. It was like a brand, like I said, it was just a branding commercial, which is, I think, quite rare sometimes, because there was like nothing they were directly marketing, just themselves. And then it felt like within the same week, boom, it's announced Jim Ryan's going to step down if sometime, I forget exactly when, in 2024. I'm like, yeah, that guy had one job. That guy had one job to like stop this, and he didn't. So he's out. And Jerrell's not exactly sad over it.
Yeah, you know, goddamn well, I'm not sad about it. I was doing backflips in my brain, man, because you know what's crazy? And one day I would love to get this guy on the show. It's that journalist, the famous journalist that I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done for gaming in general. Jason Schreier. He's the same guy that opened up a lot of the stuff that was going on in GameStop. From the Kotaku articles when he was briefly on there before he went to Bloomberg. He's really helped unleash a lot of these stories about the gaming industry when it comes to a lot of these companies being in crunch, like not just being busy before a deadline, like actual unhealthy, like, you have to piss in this can, you cannot go to the bathroom and finish your work, like type of like awful work environment. Like he opened up stories around that stuff. You know what I mean? And the reason why I mentioned him is because he actually released a recent article, not too old, maybe a few weeks old, but talking about Jim Ryan and some of the things that he kind of said that are kind of foul within his leadership. So for example, he was saying stuff like, oh, the Middle East, they don't play our games. Like they don't have access to our games for PlayStation. And then like they were responding and said like, no, we've had access playing PlayStation ever since PlayStation was created. What the fuck are you talking about? So he's just like, just
dude, this is in the middle of like Saudi Arabia trying to invest like nearly billions in like these companies. And
right.
He's like some dumbass of like, oh, these fucking shitholes can't afford our games.
Yeah, no, seriously, like he said a lot of foul shit that was kind of like swept under the rug. And I'm glad that Jason Schreier like brought it to light as far as because like I always knew that, like I always knew I didn't like Jim Ryan, but this is kind of what's the word, not exemplified but affirmed my beliefs around Jim Ryan as far as like he is not a good fit for PlayStation. He's fucking not a good fit. So needless to say, I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad that Jim Ryan's gone. And one thing I will say before going back into PlayStation, I thought it was funny when Nintendo responded to Microsoft when the emails kind of came out as far as how Microsoft wanted to considering buying Nintendo. And at first I was very worried because I was like, yo, like Japan isn't just, or Nintendo isn't just going to openly be like, buy me with like my legs up, with their legs up, you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna.
Yeah, like, shocker. Like, Nintendo's not some $2 whore.
Yeah, yeah, like they're not gonna just be like, oh, buy me, you know. They're very passionate about like, you know, having their particular IPs and, you know, supporting the, you know, Nintendo America the way that they do, and supporting, you know, their obvious, you know, Japanese population the way that they do. You know, so it's just like, but according to this article, I'm just going to read a little bit of it and just the top of it. But it says that, you know, Nintendo says Inco has a great relationship with Microsoft. After it emerged, Microsoft wanted to buy the company. It says we consider them to be partners in many, many ways. As Nintendo of America president, Doug Bowser, shout out to Doug Bowser. It says, in quote, I totally agree that Nintendo is the prime asset for us in gaming. Executive told the colleague in an email exchange in 2020, which is why what I said earlier. It says here, obviously, Minecraft on Nintendo Switch, and we brought Banjo-Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so we're looking forward to that partnership continuing. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool that they're still able to have that good partnership and relationship with Nintendo. Obviously, you know, Nintendo is a big cash cow themselves when it comes to the sales and profitability that they're able to execute, arguably probably the most profitable out of all of them, because they're using a fucking Kindle tablet to sell for a lot of these games, you know, just like a comparative low power device that is the Switch.
Low power, nah. Well, I'll say this in Church's behalf: Tears of the Kingdom looks like it runs pretty fucking well.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they're able to do magic when they need to, you know what I mean? So shout out to them. But yeah, I thought that was neat. But kind of jumping back into the circle of Sony, the other thing that came up, I don't know why I didn't put it here, but I'll talk about it. Oh, is it the last thing? I'll talk about it since I'm talking about PlayStation right now.
Fuck it.
We're doing it live. But the PlayStation Slim was announced. So I've been fat shaming the PlayStation 5 for very long. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy this fat piece of shit. You know, like it's just but it was mainly because of the games.
Fat shaming. What comes next, Jerrell? Victim blaming. God damn it.
No, yeah, man, because it's just like mainly it was twofold. One fold was that
I saw your brain was going with that, and I could see your brain was going to respond. And I was like,
thinking about.
I could see. I saw mid thought. It was like, oh, let's go, fucking victim blaming. Let's fucking go. This doesn't. Let me dial it back. So the thing about the PS.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
I saw the face. I saw for 2 seconds the brain cell.
The potential
almost came
evil
out.
response to them, I say.
The brain cells almost unfilteredly went to the mouth.
almost. But
So,
yeah.
so what's up? Why is this PS3 fat as fuck? PS5 fat as fuck?
Like I've one, the form factor of the PlayStation 5, I'm like, I don't know where to put that. I was like, this is way too big.
It's huge.
It's huge. You know what I mean? Like, and then obviously the games for it, not nearly as accommodating, or it's just not very interested comparatively. And then obviously when it comes to Game Pass, like the things that they fucking offer Game Pass for how low they keep the cost of the subscription, amazing. And then you have rolling over to Sony, they're increasing the prices, and it's like what, $30 or some shit for an out of date catalog. And I'm just like, yo, this is not, to me, this is like not that this has to be equally comparable to Game Pass, but what they're offering, I'm like, this is not worth it. Just to be very
wasn't it when
up.
wasn't it within the same month they took like first party Sony titles away?
Yeah.
They increased the price, and that was like backwards what Game Pass was. Because Game Pass was like the reverse. Game Pass at launch nobody wanted because it was only like a Halo. That's what we all called the same thing. It was a Halo Gears of War subscription. That's what it fucking was. That all it was first parties. They eventually took, like, honestly, like I said, I look back and I think I got it like year 2, maybe year 3, I think, with Sea of Thieves. So with Sony, we'll talk more into it, but like Sony definitely has like a handful of like first party games. So just those handfuls like are just fucking, as a kid would say, bangers. But yeah, that subscription 1-to-1, that subscription 1-to-1 is not great. But I will say, bringing it back to the PS3 Slim Jerrell. Oh, God, he's taking PS3. I keep forgetting the 4 and 5 fucking exist.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, it's like Freudian slip. But the PS5 Slim, I think this is a good call for them because I just feel like that's on brand. Like that, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like because for example, we all know there was the 360 eventually had its Slim, and there's everything had its Slim. But we all know, other than ballerinas and supermodels, when you think of Slim and shady, you think of Sony PlayStations because they always had it starting from the PS2. That was just the PS2 Slim, and then the PS3 Slim, and then Xbox finally got on board. It was like, well, we have a Slim version too. So I will say this is definitely on brand and a good call for Sony consoles. Finally have that Slim version, because again, for those of you that still haven't seen a PS5 in person, it looks like a router, but it looks like a router ate another router. It's fucking tall. It is tall.
It's very tall. Yep. No, you're right, man. You're absolutely right. I agree. You know, I think it is a good move for Sony. And that's why I was saying, like, give me a PS5 Slim, because I was like, I know they're going to do this. This is a matter of when. Some of the things that maybe I don't think people are concerned about in the community, but I will say it is one of those things where it's noted where the PS5 Slim is a digital version. There's no disc.
Yep.
You have to buy the disc optical drive separately. I think it's $45. One of the other shitty things is that it doesn't include the horizontal stand. That is a separate cost. Either that or it's the other way around. The vertical stand isn't included, but the vertical stand isn't. One of the two. One of the stands are not included, which is pretty shitty.
But then that's something I want to talk about real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. When it comes to console games, this is the first time we've ever had like an attachable fucking disc.
You said attachable disc.
because the disc tray thing, because remember how the PS5 Slim is what it is. It's digital only, but you can buy this, like, I think it's like $50, don't quote me, to attach the disc reader. Have we ever seen that in like major AAA consoles? That's usually some like Tiger Shark fucking Mad Cats shit. You know what I mean?
No, I think that's a good point. I thought we saw something like that for Xbox some way, shape, or form. I'm not 100% certain though. I don't know. You might be right.
Because I know a big attachment for the GameCube was to play Game Boy Advance games, but that was like a downgrade. That made it like that made it backwards compatible. This is making it like laterally compatible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You might be right. I think and it might be one of those things, because I remember when Mad Cats was a huge thing, right?
Oh man, dude, they were the king of jank. Like king of jank. Like
they really were.
Like, dude,
many shitty controllers for the PlayStation.
Dude, girls love thrifting, guys love Mad Cats. It was just a whole fucking word. It was like our whole thing, man. It's like,
Yeah.
man, hey man, you want to spend like $60 on a brand new controller? Or do you want to gamble it big and spend $30 on this game, this controller that might fucking work?
Might work, yeah.
Dude, I remember playing Smash Brothers tournaments, Mad Cats controllers for days, dude.
Yeah, man.
The GameCube has so many fucking Mad Cats controllers.
I honestly think the GameCube Mad Catz controllers, I think, were the best because the PlayStation one was shitty. The Xbox one, I think the triggers would eventually get fucked up, and then the analog sticks. Oh my god, the analog sticks! But that's just like all PlayStation controllers. The analog sticks are just shit. Like you have to be really careful. Otherwise, they're just gonna fucking get stuck, and you know it's like you're fucked basically. Or if you don't replace it, if you don't replace them or reach out to a company that can replace them for you. But yeah, so I mean the PlayStation 5 being discless, I mean, I feel like we've been kind of seeing this trend, right? We kind of knew this was going to happen eventually. And then the Slim is going to have a 1 terabyte SSD. So that's going to be kind of not necessarily in line with the Series S because obviously the PS5 is way more powerful than the Series S, but just that particular notion of it actually being a terabyte versus the 825 SSD that the PS5 launched in because it was like, yeah, it wasn't a terabyte.
So wait, so this is a true terabyte?
Yeah, it's supposed to be actually a terabyte. Yeah, yeah.
So you're telling me this new PS5 can actually install Call of Duty, Warzone?
And you know what? I don't know. We'll see.
Fucking next update, you gotta pay $10 more to get a 4K version of Nicki Minaj's ass. 5 gigabyte update.
Oh man, yeah, man. So crazy stuff, but I think that is overall a good thing. You know, I feel like by the time I do consider buying a PlayStation 5 is when all of the first party titles that I didn't get to play and that weren't necessarily spoiled for me, I'll be able to go back to God of War Ragnarok, you know what I mean? Shit like that.
By the time you want to play those games, they'll just come out on PC. Like what
Well, you know what?
they said 30% they didn't say 30% or 50% of the catalogs is gonna come on the fucking PC.
See, this is the thing, Arthur. This is the thing. So this is why originally I was on PC to begin with, because they did say that. They backlogged. Because the games that they've been releasing for PC, a lot of them been having issues.
No.
Obviously, you know, with like Last of Us, Ratchet and Clank, and then a lot of the other titles as well. They actually backlogged that. So now they like the store that used to be on Steam, I think it's gone now, but they kind of backlogged that promise. But you are right. They initially did say that, like, yeah, by 2025, 50% of the PlayStation 5 catalog will be available on PC. Not anymore. And to be honest, that's half of the reason why I decided to get a console. You know, I went with the Xbox Series S, but because they pretty much they backlogged their promise. You know, they lied, and then making games for PC has just been a nightmare for the past 3 to 5 years. You know, when it's like you have like one of the most powerful, you know, the most powerful platform is getting the shittiest support, which I still don't understand to this day. But yeah, so I was just like, fuck it, I don't have time for this shit. Let me just go back to console land. But I say all that to say, I wanted to talk about one of the first party games briefly, because I don't own the game. I'm not going to play it for a long time, you know, and it's on Church's card, so fuck him. Hi, Church, by the way. We miss you. But Spider-Man 2.
Wow, you missed Church and you called Jeremiah the peddler of lies. Okay.
Spider-Man 2, it is
Spider-Man.
out. Finally. I still think all of the marketing towards it was fucking boring. I wasn't excited at all to play fucking Spider-Man. I kind of still am not.
Let's be clear. When we say marketing, we mean like industry marketing, not like the community shares, not the gameplay walkthroughs on YouTube, like, you know, the AAA. Oh my God, guys, it's Peter Parker. Guess where he's at? New York City. Like,
Yeah.
no, like,
Again.
or yeah, we're not talking about all the people that are like showing all the walkthroughs, all
Yeah,
the guides
gameplay,
and
additional
steps.
gameplay.
Shout to the, as anything, the gamer community, which the gamer community, you know, organically marketing its own game, but the industry stuff was like, hey guys, it's Spider-Man, pay us money.
Basically, right? Basically. No, you're right. You're right. And then yeah, as far as just how it's leaning, according to Open Critic, it's holding up with a score of 91. So Church's ass, he's getting an extra 22 points on the board for him on that. But yeah, I mean, the game, I think we were kind of expecting the game to get high B's, B plus to A minus when it comes to the type
Yep.
of score average. I think we kind of guessed that. And, unfortunately, they're still stuck in New York. So they're just like, yo, we've done New York like a million times, bro. What the fuck, but at least the story seems to kind of keep it going. And I'm glad Insomniac is still making some top quality product. I am excited for that in general too. So
I think this
shout
like
out to the team.
I saw an article. I think this is either Insomniac's best launch or Insomniac's best rated game.
Nice.
Like
nice.
he was either like most sold, like most bought copies at launch, or again most like highest ratings. There was a few mechanics of the game that was not that I wish. Again, mind you, the mechanics I'm seeing are not fucking from the commercials or not from these advertisements. They're from people, the gamer, the community. This is why you need to stop doing lizard people shit. There's like surfing and there's like you can ride the water. There's like surfing. Spider-Man no longer
nice.
like just hits the water and fucking dies. You can like
nice.
you can like swim and shit, which is I thought was cool.
That is cool.
The fast shovel system is very fluid. I think they definitely play towards the console strengths. I will say this, comparing like Spider-Man to a lot of the Xbox games I've been playing, I see some there's something missing that I've been seeing in a couple Xbox games. And this is a good thing it's missing. Loading screens. The last 3 games, let's put it this way, Joel. Let's say if I list out like the last 5 games I played, the first 3, they're like the longest furthest back, like no loading screens. I was like, I forgot loading screens existed. And then I play Starfield. And then I play Darktide. And I'm like, goddamn loading screens.
Loading screens with Darktide? Really?
Well, it's a live service game, so there's like servers connecting and shit. But Starfield definitely has a lot of fucking load screens. Darktide has load screens, but again, that's like a live service game. Who ready up. Okay, the lobby's ready. So, but Spider-Man, that game is very fluid, not in terms of the webbing and the movement, but the game keeps you immersed. You're constantly in it. That is refreshing to see because I almost forget. Me, I have a game ready DD. There was these 2 games I was playing where like loading screens just didn't fucking exist. And then I played Diablo. And then I played Starfield. And then Darktide I give an asterisk because that's just a live service game. There's just lobbies, just happens. But to see the gameplay with this, to see the fast travel. So the fast travel is similar like GTA. It's just like, you can like go anywhere you want. So here's the thing, Jerrell. There's no fast travel points. Like, oh, you unlock the tower. This tower is now your fast travel tower. No, you can GPS anywhere in the map and you just show up. The other thing that we talked a while back was they have like a GTA 6 sort of thing. You just like show up and you're like, when you swap characters, it's like your character just doing whatever the fuck he was doing, and you just kind of take over. But again, I think one of the biggest strengths that I don't know. I think a lot of people are talking about. I've been on vacation. I haven't been ears to the ground as much, but again, the absence of loading screens looks refreshing from the outside in. I'll say that.
That's good to know. I mean, especially for how long they've been working on the game. It's like, come on, guys, give us a quasi next gen experience again, at least with fucking loading screens if you can with 60 frames a second. So that is very cool. So happy to hear that. Happy to hear all the news on that.
Comparing one thing to Starfield Drill, I want to mention it real quick for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Comparing one, I know it's not apples to apples, but it's a first party. The only way I'll start to compare is a first party. That's really it. Starfield is like a massive fucking open world. Do whatever the fuck you want. RPG, classes, companions, romances, blah, 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 blah. Spider-Man 2. To get the platinum trophy, to do everything in the fucking game, 30 hours. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm twofold on it because I know generally, you know, platinum, getting a platinum, you know, there has to be a balance of it still being fun but challenging. And some games go overboard. So I think, like, for example, I want to say it was Batman, it was either Arkham City or it was Arkham Knight, where like getting the platinum for that is fucking insane. Like, it's to the point of like you're not having fun because you have to get everything. The Riddler trophies are fucking nuts. Like, hard to get.
I'm guessing Arkham Knight because I think I got almost every achievement in Arkham City. I remember
Okay.
I told you that I was one of the people I was one of the few people I've met that did like the hardest challenge in the Joker's challenge, where it's like get to 100 combo and then maintain that combo for 5 fucking minutes straight.
Oh yeah.
I remember that took me a whole goddamn day. That was my whole fucking day, Jerrell.
Wow.
So that's why I'm guessing Arkham Knight, because I know that had a lot of car shit that people didn't like.
Yeah. So the Riddler trophies on that were fucking nuts, and obviously required if you want to do a platinum. So like there has to be a balance between like Arkham Knight stuff and then like, you know, like Uncharted or Last of Us stuff, as far as like to get the platinum for that. So I think 30 hours is fair. And to me, in my mind, it does go in. It does go. It coincides with kind of everything that we've been looking forward to for the game, right? I think to me, the only problem with the game, this is just our opinion, so whatever, or my opinion. My concern with the game is that this is going to be a nice looking game. There will be a good story. Everything else will look kind of nice, but it's not going to be foreign. It's not going to be like, oh, a whole new thing. Oh, wow, you can do this. Oh, you can do this. Oh, this is really cool. It's all going to be incredibly familiar. It's kind of like you upgrade your phone to like the iPhone 16, and it's like, this isn't that much better. It says a little bit better of a camera, but it's basically the same shit. And that's how I see Spider-Man 2, to be honest. You know, so to me, that's the only thing that's really going against it. I think if they do another Spider-Man, even if it's disconnected from this particular series from a story narrative perspective, I feel like they really have to change it up. You know what I mean? So to go back to your initial question on the 30 hours, I think it's fair. I think it's fair, and I think it's expected. But it's definitely attainable, if anything. You know what I mean? Than your average game you have to platinum and fucking blood, sweat, and tears into. So
now here's the thing that I thought was odd, that I, from the outside looking in, I actually don't like, because you get all these cool suits, you unlock all your gear. It only takes 30 hours to platinum. Is there's no new game plus. So I was a little disappointed with that, because with a game like that, I would love to unlock all my new fucking gear and then do all that shit over again, but like in a new suit. Now, right now, there's no new game plus at launch. It's been a trend with Sony, which, I mean, people play it. I would still like to have more features at launch, but I think I want to say God of War Ragnarok did the same thing. There was not new game plus at launch. Eventually you got new game plus. I feel like new game plus will come. It would have been better, I think, if it was at launch. There was one thing you mentioned, Jerrell, how this game doesn't have anything new. Why do you think people were shitting all over Starfield? I think unjustably. When they were saying, oh, there's nothing innovative, comparing this to like Fallout 4, when how long ago did fucking Fallout 4 come out? When this game, Spider-Man 2, came out how long since its predecessor, but it's not getting anywhere near that same criticism of, oh, there's nothing innovative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I think if the story wasn't as good, yeah, it should equally get the same treatment. You know what I mean?
Because that's why everyone's saying, like, oh, there's really nothing new to this. There's really nothing new to this game. I'm like, and we talked about it last time. We were kind of shitting on it hard. We knew that, you know, we were talking about before. We knew the game would be bad.
Yeah.
But we also knew there wouldn't be anything arguably new.
Right.
There was, you know, Spider-Man New York. Oh, it's the dark. Oh, it's the Venom suit. No, I haven't seen that. out of two-thirds of my live action Spider-Mans.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. People are really getting on their knees when it comes to this game, and it's they're not doing the same treatment compared to Starfield. And I feel like with Starfield, I feel like you have a lot of like people that aren't familiar with Bethesda that are just critiquing it for the sake of critiquing it. And then a lot of people forget that Starfield is a 20-year-old project that was tossed from dev to dev, publisher to publisher. It was, and there was a lot of issues of it getting made just in general. You know what I mean? And like I said, the last episode, or the episode where we talked about Starfield, it's like a late assignment submitted, and they got an 87. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel Starfield is. But I think it's a much better game than people give it credit for. I think people just went out of their way to talk shit about it because it was an algorithm clout chasing bullshit thing that these YouTube fucks.
It really was.
The YouTube fucks do just so people can look at their fucking content. I feel like the game isn't nearly as bad as people say it is, and it pisses me off. You know what I mean? Especially because the numbers spoke for themselves. This was the most played game on Xbox Game Pass at the time. You know what I mean? And the highest selling Bethesda game. Like, that is insane comparative to Skyrim. So it's like I feel like just a lot of people just jump that ship, and I keep seeing like these fucking videos of like, oh, Starfield, I wanted to like it, and I don't recommend channel because I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, you guys, like, this is a good game. Like if you guys don't think this is a good game, like, you guys are just fucking clout chasing bitches. Like, you don't understand what a good game is. Like, I'm so tired of entitled gamers where the entitlement makes zero fucking sense. You know what I mean? Like, there's a point of entitlement where it's like, yeah, Baldur's Gate is good, and they did what they're supposed to do, and the game released officially amazingly, and yeah, we should fucking expect that. Like, yeah, like, that is good entitlement, regardless of what companies want to try to downplay it and all this other bullshit. Like,
it can't be the industry norm.
Yeah, it's like, go fuck yourselves, guys. You know what I mean? As far as just like, oh, the games take 5 to 6 years to make. Like, yeah, because of live service, you fuckers. You know what I mean? So it's like, fuck that. But the entitlement of saying a game is bad when it really is not, and you're just cherry picking the things you don't like, and you're trying to get your subscriptions up, and you're not being truthful. Like, fuck off. Like, that's my problem with a lot of these reviewers today, where they talk about this stuff and it's not really truthful. It's just out of entertainment. But some people take this stuff verbatim. Like, some people are like, oh, I guess I won't play it. You know what I mean? Like, but there's people like us, like you, me in church, that we can see through the bullshit, you know what I mean? And make our own decisions, in an educated fashion. That is the issue, I think, with today when it comes to gaming. And, these journalists don't fucking help. I feel like IGN, I keep reading like descriptions of articles and they sound like shit. I'm like, who the fuck is writing over there? You know what I mean? Like, when you go to the review thing and it says like what the review is, I can't tell you how many times where comments are like, that's just a bunch of fucking jargon. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like I don't know who they're fucking hiring, but man, like, tell them to stop writing and do something else, because like they don't know how to write a fucking summary. But I'll jump off my soapbox.
I like your soapboxes because I'm like, oh, he's telling people to fuck off and go fuck themselves. Oh, I meant it for my heart.
Hey man, the Games for Life podcast, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Subscribe. Subscribe for the real deal.
Because again, this is definitely not apples to apples comparison. Like I said, Starfield is like a massively open world game. It's romances, fucking has the game's core element is based off New Game Plus. That's not a shot at Spiderman. I'm just saying the game is meant to be played for a long fucking time. But again, like you're saying, Jerrell, if like these were like I said, you had a good analogy there. This was like this was an essay turned in late, and I feel like if someone turned in the essay in for Starfield, and someone turned the essay in for Spiderman 2, two completely different topics, two completely different arguments. But I feel like the type of red circles we would see over Starfield's essay of like, oh, a run-on sentence, repetition. I feel like we wouldn't see those same circles if we were getting Spider-Man 2's fucking essay.
Right.
Because like I said, we heard the phrase no innovation all over the fucking place when they talked about Starfield. And it's like there are a handful, like you can with maybe one hand of like truly new little things in Spider-Man 2.
Exactly.
But its core element was like its core element again. Like even Church was saying, like, we were excited for this game. We knew it was going to be good, but Church was like, dude, bro, I've seen Spider-Man in my movies go to fucking space.
Yeah.
like
I wish that you make a great point, Arthur. I 100% agree with you that we wouldn't see those same critiques for Spider-Man when it comes to where's the innovation, and that is the biggest fucking issue in my opinion. I think with the game outside looking in, I know the gameplay is supposed to be fun, but in my fucking opinion, man, if they didn't have Miles Morales, like, I don't know if the game would have been as entertaining, in my opinion, because one, Miles Morales, I feel like and this is kind of another soapbox I might jump onto, but I feel like they're kind of using Miles Morales, like they're kind of mishandling Miles Morales, because they're this is, again, outside looking in, that is a part of the big changes gameplay wise. Like, oh, you can switch different characters and stuff. Look, Miles Morales, he has an authentic black haircut. Go us. You know what I mean?
just say what you want to say. He's a fucking token. They're treating him like a fucking token.
I'm like, guys, stand on your fucking nuts and make a full fucking Spider-Man game with Miles Morales, and maybe have Peter Parker be the guy that you switch between. You know what I mean? Like, we've been through how many Spider-Mans with Peter Parker? We know Peter Parker's story. This is all recycled bullshit. How about we go into invest in a new character, relatively new comparatively, with Miles Morales, and make it the opposite? Like, that's the annoyance thing for me, is like, they're treating him all, I don't know, token might be slightly harsh, but they're trying to be inclusive. You know what I mean? They're trying to do the inclusive thing versus like actually respecting the character of Miles Morales and for how good of a character he is, well-written character, and really standing on their fucking nuts and make a full fucking Spider-Man game with Miles Morales. That is the one thing that I appreciate Neil Druckmann for, even though that a lot of people disagree with the Last of Us 2 stuff, which I completely understand, especially like with everything. I totally get it. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of me liking the game and me like taking a big, like, I at one point I wanted to stop, but like, I was like, overall, I was like, okay, this actually is a great game, but I completely understand why a lot of people were like, fuck that and fuck you. Like, I completely understand that. Mm-hmm. But at least Neil Druckmann was like, suck it, bitches, I'm doing it anyway. Like, I respect that. I respect that he stood on his nuts for the game, for that game, of what he believed in, and like, he was like, no, this is the story. Sorry. Like, I appreciate that from Neil Druckmann, and I wish more companies would do that and stand their nuts for these different stories, and like, we should have seen a full Miles Morales game. Miles Morales had his little DLC thing that they made, and we talked about as far as the issue of the rollout of that, but he deserves a full game. You know what I mean? $2 billion
fucking movies.
Yeah, exactly. And they wanted to do a means test. Like, it reminds me of FX, right? So like, Donald Glover, which I'm sure you might have heard of, but he's a comedian, musician, singer and whatnot, a rapper. But like, there's all rumors of him being like, oh, he might be Spider-Man in the next Spider-Man movie. But the reason why I bring him up is because you have all these other shows on FX, and when he decided to do Atlanta for the first season, when he was starting Atlanta, they gave him like 9 or 10 episodes. Like, you have 9-10 episodes versus like the other ones that have like 15-20 episodes. But so they were means testing to see if it would bring in, if it would get the numbers.
And this black guy make us money.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly what that was. You know what I mean?
I'll fucking say it.
And that is, no, I know. I appreciate the realism. Like, yeah, can this black guy make money? And I feel like it's the same thing with Miles Morales, with how they're treating Miles Morales. And like, I don't care if other video game companies won't talk about it. It's because that's why we're the Gamers for Life podcast. We talk about this shit. Like, I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? So, and maybe the story is really good, but I just think I just wish they would stand on their nuts and make a fucking black Spider-Man game that's 30, 40 fucking hours. Like, Sony's do it.
Sony's proud of how they made a black guy's hair look. Give us a fucking main character.
Right. Exactly. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And like, I agree with you 100%. So that is my second soapbox.
I love it. This man goes to Japan, he comes back angry.
I know, because the food is so bad here comparatively in Japan. I'm just like, Japan's food's so good.
This man goes to the land of peace and balance, comes back here like, really? You're gonna fucking tell me to buy this game because of his hair? Go fuck off. Dude, like, again, like I said, it's like Sony Pictures understands that this is a billion-dollar friend. Like Miles Morales is a billion-dollar character that is a multi-billion-dollar franchise that is Spider-Man. I, gun to my head, can tell you most drunken stuber what's Peter Parker's family's names. You know, Uncle Ben. You know, and Mary Jane. I already forgot the aunt who fucked that bitch.
Oh, Aunt May.
But Aunt May.
Well, she's fine in the new ones, but
I rewatched My Cousin Vinny. I'm like, oh damn, what's up, Auntie?
yeah, seriously.
but like Miles, I want to know more of his parents. I want to see his parents done outside of the Spider-Verse, because again, the Spider-Verse movies are good, and again, it's like, I don't know if it's Jim Ryan or whoever. But like we said, Jerrell, we were fucking there when E3 showed what we thought was going to be a Miles Morales standalone game, and people lost their shit. And some dumb old white motherfucker on Twitter was like,
yep.
Hey guys, that black guy is just a DLC.
Right. Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
It was, as a customer, it hurt because I'm like, oh, it's only DLC. And then beyond that, you're like, man, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's what started a trend for that. Because that guy, I forget the tone, but that's how it was. Like him, that little fucking Boondocks motherfucker, he just a DLC. Fuck that guy. Like that just would have felt like. It felt like it was like, let's just throw him this chump change of this fucking Miles kid. They won't, no one shuts the fuck up for. You know?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. You know. And shout out to Boondocks. Regina King is a master.
Oh, dude, I will forever.
She's amazing.
I fucking respect Regina King.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, you know, for the big picture is, you know, we know this game's good. We know this game's fun. It's just, if you're telling me Sony's coming out with a new Spider-Man game, and option A is Peter Parker, option B is Miles Morales, I would bet money the vast majority of customers, like, you never remove the word gamer, just fucking customer, parents buying games for their kids, people that buy this game for any fucking reason, the vast majority of customers will want to buy a game that stars and is about Miles fucking Morales.
Yeah, because like, I think people forget too that like Miles Morales, he's you know, he's multiracial, you know what I mean? Like he's Puerto Rican and he's African American. So it's just like, you know, like just like having that combination, like having that, like just that in general is interesting. You know what I mean?
I forgot, like just real talk. I forgot he was like a mixed dude, because he's just a cool fucking character. Yeah. Now, and I hope this might be a little second soapbox, but on that note, I hope they handle that well. And again, they don't fucking try to like pander, you know, because when I hear of like, hey, what's a good feature of this game? Oh, Miles Morales' hair is authentic. And I'm like, even I'm just like, bro, you're pandering showing. Put it back in the box. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, you were saying about his mixed parents. I totally fucking forgot. I usually anything mixed people, I'm on top of like, yeah, let's fucking go. My fellow mutts. What's up?
Yeah, man. So, and then I think just like aside from that point that I think we made really well was, like, to me, the bad guys are not that interesting for me. Like, we've been through the symbiote stuff, and then what's the other guy that was in the jungle that I don't care about?
Well, you know why he's the main villain, right? Because he has a movie coming out.
Oh yeah, and that movie looks like shit too.
it's a movie starring the skinny British guy from the Bullet Train, the guy in the blue suit that punched the train window. Yeah. I saw a little bit of a trailer of that. I'm like, that doesn't look very good. The guy that played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron that died. So, so by the way, I don't know if it's like canon, but the guy spoiler, Marvel's new villain was also the guy that played Quicksilver. But I think that's his fucking name. I don't know. He only existed for like an hour. But yeah, that's the thing too. Is like, again, that's the only reason why he's the main villain in this movie. That's the only reason that guy is the main.
It's just a market for the movie that's coming out soon. Yeah, because I'm just like, bro, like I don't fucking care about that first. Like, care about that character. You know, I'm just like what else you got? You know what I mean? So it's just pretty frustrating.
Again, speaking of villains, Jerrell, who, like, I haven't seen the movie, but who was one of the main villains in the new Spider-Man movie? This fucking character named Spot. Like, no one fucking knows.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They took like a fucking random like comic book villain and went ham with it.
Hmm.
And now this villain is like a commercial for the movie.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, man. You're right. Take a chance, do different stuff, man. Jesus.
Great
So-
game.
But yeah, I'm glad it's getting the scores it's getting. I roll. Any thing else to talk about in general? I know we talked about pretty much everything.
I have Alan Wake news.
It's still coming out this year, right? Please tell me it's coming out this year.
I can tell you can play Alan Wake in some form. Alan Wake's the new skin coming to Fortnite.
Oh Jesus! That's fine.
Alan Wake.
As long as it didn't get delayed, I would be like, no, that's my last. That's like the last big game of my fantasy card that I can like be like sure that it's gonna come out.
Alan Wake, Michael Myers, and Jack Skellington of The Nightmare Before Christmas will be the newest skins in Fortnite.
Oh, okay, got it.
Which, by the way, I think Fortnite's gonna be trending a lot more because I forget it was officially confirmed or like a heavy trusted rumor that the OG vanilla map is coming back for Halloween.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Did we talk about Fortnite and the layoffs? Did we do that last episode or the episode before that?
I forget because you know we
We're
chat,
group chatting. Yeah.
we talk outside the pod, guys. Sorry, because we're friends in real life too, not just you know hobbyist coworkers.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess it's old news by now, so people already know. But that is interesting. And then the old map coming back. I'm curious how people respond to it.
So yeah, nothing new in the corporate world. What's that most successful quarter? Ooh, layoffs.
Right.
Yep. Gotta love trickle down economics, right?
Jesus Christ.
Triple down economics means the most successful quarter in financial history. Oop, a couple hundred people just lost their fucking jobs.
Yeah, man. I didn't want to end on a sad note, but it's true.
What's a positive note to end on?
I mean, you're playing Warhammer, right? Which is
Yeah,
dope.
my birthday game came out.
Yeah. That's fire.
If you're anime fans, Game Pass is giving 75 days for free on Crunchyroll.
Oh, that's fire. That's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
You know me, I'm like a walking Game Pass ad. We gotta ask Church, does that Sony subscription give you perks like that or no? Because remember,
they should do that. That's a smart idea if they did, but I don't know.
Because Jerrell, remember when the Halo show came out? As shitty as it was, remember Game Pass gave 1 month free of Paramount Plus.
That's right. They did take advantage. They took advantage of the whole thing. Yeah.
Every now and again, it'll be like for example, when I think not this new season, but like when season 2 of Ted Lasso came out, Xbox Game Pass users, Game Pass Ultimate, got a 1 free month of Apple TV. What's that fucking Apple TV Plus? Apple Plus TV? What the fuck is it called?
Yeah. Jesus, I think it's Apple Plus.
Apple Plus suck my balls TV. I don't fucking know. But yeah. So, dude, honestly, Jerrell, I know you have. Jerrell, I'm telling you, every now and again, Jerrell, just browse that perk section. Dude, I got like 75 days of Walmart Plus a few months back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Some good groceries.
dude, good groceries are free delivery. Yes, please.
There you go.
The funny thing is, with Walmart, real quick, is a part of me is like, Walmart's not like a great not like the best super company, but the other part of me is a Walmart heir paid for SoFi Stadium, so it didn't fuck over the taxpayers, aka Walter Cronkite. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, actually, I'm just kind of help chipping in to pay for SoFi.
It's like the one good thing Walmart provides.
Yeah. It's people like, name one good thing Walmart did. Walmart technically helped pay for SoFi Stadium, so the taxpayers didn't have to.
Yeah,
And seeing I was one of them.
That would have ruined the city of Inglewood for sure. So,
dude,
that's good.
$5.5 billion. I think it's still the most expensive stadium in the world because I think the Las Vegas Sphere is not legally a stadium. It's like a venue performance shit. But the Las Vegas Sphere is not a stadium. You can't, have a fucking, Super Bowl in that shit.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I avoid in the show.
I was just saying that, like, again, somehow we're talking about Game Pass and the Walmart Plus, and then a Walmart heir, Walter Cronkite, the owner of the Los Angeles Rams, paid for the most expensive stadium in the world, which is SoFi Stadium, which thankfully somehow did not screw over the taxpayers of LA County because if you know because California is like the fucking mecca of taxes, and LA County is like the king of that shit. So somehow, when we got to avoid that shit, thanks, Walt.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, there's been a lot of stadiums that have impoverished the neighborhood around the stadium. You know, the Brooklyn Nets Stadium, I think of first and foremost.
Dude, do you remember when the Buffalo Bills announced their stadium, and a week later, the state of New York said they're canceling 30% of school lunches for kids?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh.
That makes me so angry.
Fuck you, Bills.
So to end the show on a positive note, you mentioned the Vegas venue, rather, with the huge globe.
Yeah, the sphere.
The sphere. So, shortly after the purchase of the officially Activision Blizzard, the Xbox did the globe thing.
They did. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
so it's like suck my dick, Jim Ryan. It's like my ball.
I was gonna say, it's like, hey, you want to see what my fat ass left nut looks like?
Yeah. I think you can see it in space too. Like I thought I heard some shit where you can see it like almost goddamn near in space or past the atmosphere. I was like, that is amazing. Xbox's ball just hanging out there.
Is that the Xbox logo? You goddamn right.
With that being said, we're going to end the show here there the Gamers for Life podcast again each and every Friday so Saturday, discussing all things games. And one of your hosts, Jerrell, with me is my friend Arthur Thomas.
I'm your friend. Thanks.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Peace.